Welcome, everybody, to Scott County High School for 42nd District Boys Basketball. It's a big one for Scott County as they will play host to Frederick Douglass. 3 minutes left, lost by 15. Similar direction when they went to Frederick Douglass. Got behind early, kind of just kept scratching and clawing. Lost that one 71-63 a couple of weeks ago. Significant now because the Cards at 9-17 overall, but 2-4 in the district, control their own destiny. They could still get a 3 seed 42nd district, which would be huge for on multiple levels. One, it would advance them directly to the semifinals, and two, it would keep them away from this Frederick Douglass team until possibly the championship round. The Broncos have won 16 in a row, so staying away from them is a good thing to do. That being said, Derek Verney, Cal Oaks here, bringing you the action. And Derek, they've played this team closely enough. You look at the series, it's 8-8 all time. Douglass has won 8 of the past 10, including 3 in a row. But Scott County is right there with them. It's always been just a matter of one bad quarter, it seems like. And maybe that's the recurring theme in general for the Cardinals this year.
It is, not only with Frederick Douglass, and it seems this matchup is always similar. Each time it's a rough physical ball game and can go either way. You know, I told you I have a good feeling about tonight. I really do. I love that Scott County went on the road last week and got one at Henry Clay. As we talk about, hold and serve and winning on your home court, they went and won one on the road, which kept the door open, the light at the end of the tunnel, of not playing in that 4-5 game. So tonight would be huge. I know it's going to be a very competitive ball game, but this is a red hot, as you mentioned, Frederick Douglass team.
Yeah, you look at their record, it's 19-2. They're not getting a lot of statewide attention as far as top 10 ranking or anything like that because their schedule, honestly, they've played a lot of their games in and around the 11th region. They haven't really ventured outside much. Their 2 losses are to top 5 opponents. They lost by double digits to both Lexington Catholic in their season opener and Great Crossing in their 4th, 5th game of the season. It was the championship of the Billy Hicks Classic. They haven't lost since. 16 in a row, as we said. A lot of single-digit wins. They've had some close games with Henry Clay, Sayre, Bryan Station, but you use the term held serve. That's what they have done. They are first place at 5-0, and they are in the catbird seat right now to have that number 1 seed. Scott County with the 2 big games back-to-back. We got this one, and then on Tuesday night we'll be back here on the network as they will host Bryan Station. Win those 2, and they will be the 3 seed. If they lose this one and beat Bryan Station, there's still a very good chance they could tie Bryan Station for that 3 seed, necessitate a coin flip, which would be a very important coin flip because you're looking at the difference probably between, like you said, playing in that 4-5 game, having to beat Henry Clay a 3rd time and then seeing Douglass again, or going directly to a battle with Sayre, a team that you've played 2 close games with. Sayre has won 2 already, and the old adage, you're going to have a real tough time beating a team in a program like Scott County 3 times.
Yeah, and I just don't see that happening. There's just so many positive things that can happen standing out of that 4-5 game. You get in the 4-5 game, everything, of course, is going to be, there is no tomorrow, fight for the rest of your, for tomorrow. But I would much rather do it facing Sayre for a 3rd time or, again, Henry Clay. I do believe, neutral court that we got a great chance of beating them for a 3rd time.
Big road win on Tuesday night at Henry Clay, as we mentioned. And a couple of things about that game, a couple of guys we haven't really seen do a lot at the varsity level played huge roles. Ellis Hughley got a spot start in that one, defended really well against Conlon Brown out of the chute, held Brown, Henry Clay's most dangerous shooter, to 3 for 11 from 3-point range. Really set a tone in that game. And then Harrison Owens, who had scored 6 points all season at the varsity level, had 8 in that one, including a big 3 down the stretch to give Scott County an 8-point lead. They held on with free throws at the end. J.Z. Middleton hit a pair, and Nick Mosby hit 2 more for the 5-point victory. That really puts Scott County in a good spot here where they control their own fate in terms of where they go in the playoffs with now 4 games remaining in the regular season. They will also have a home game against Cooper next Saturday, and they will travel to GRC.
Yeah.
Which that may not be the most fun experience. They'll certainly get them ready in the regular season finale for what lies ahead.
I'm gonna have to talk to Chris Bailey about his forecast on that one. See if there's anything he can do to bring.
I hear the weather's supposed to be good for a while here and warm up for 10 days or so. I'm afraid that one might get played. We've got a girls' game across town. We're kind of tracking right now. Christian Academy of Louisville against Great Crossing. Great Crossing out to a 9-8 lead early in that one. So we will hope for the best for the home team as Great Crossing looking for a 9th straight win there.
And that's usually that's a powerhouse.
Yeah, Cal, not to
Cal
be confused with this Cal.
Yeah, absolutely.
CAL is a pretty good program that hangs out in the top 25, and they've played a couple of good games in that series already. Great Crossing has shown not a lot of fear, and they would love to pick that one up. We'll have them on the network, a big one against Franklin County next Thursday night. Keith Greiser and I will be on the call for that one. And they'll find out what they're made of at that point as Matt Wall is getting his team ready for postseason play, and they've made a pretty good run here down the stretch with 8 wins in a row to take them to 17-7.
Speaking of good run and how people are playing, Mr. Nick Mosby right now is on fire.
Nick Mosby had the first 17 points for his team in that Henry Clay game. All 17 points in the first quarter came from number 11.
That's awesome.
They just 6 for 6 from the field, 3 for 3 from the line, hit a couple of threes. They just kept shoveling him the ball, and he kept dropping it in the bucket. We'll have the national anthem and introduce your starters on the other side. Looking forward to a good battle in the 42nd District tonight. Welcome back. Cal Oaks, Derek Varney here with you. Scott County and Frederick Douglass ready to tip it off. A little bit late. We're about at the 8 o'clock hour on the other side of it, 8:06 here, as we had another one of those dreaded triple headers. But the JVs won for the good guys, 46-40 tonight. That's a good win, quality win for the Cards. Who will start Eli Moody, Nick Mosby, Micah Glenn, Daquise Brown, and Jay-Z Middleton. Almost didn't recognize. Micah Glenn got himself a haircut. I'm really confused by it.
Yes. I'm not mad at him, though.
Douglass being introduced as well. There's some multi-sport athletes, some guys from the football program who the first time we saw them play Scott County were just getting into the lineup. So this is a team that it's reasonable to think they're going to find they're going to play their best ball here in the month of February.
Right.
All they were doing in pregame was dunking everybody. I mean, everybody.
Oh.
So
Jeez.
It's a team that's I think the assignment for Scott County is just keep them from making runs to the rim, and that's been the Achilles heel for the past few years. Mello Boone is a player to watch. Kai Simpson, a senior point guard, is a player to watch. Avion Chenault can jump out of the gym. Tylon Webb, who I believe I saw signed with Army football, is certainly a player to watch. Yep. Those are the 4 vital cogs here for the Broncos, who will be wearing the dreaded combination of the gray uniforms and the barely legible green numbers outlined in orange. So we will do our best. Douglas comes in looking for its 20th win overall of the season. They've won 16 in a row, 19-2. Since losing the first 6 in this series back in the 18 and 19 seasons,
A lot of people lost during that season.
They have turned it around and won 8 of 10. Yeah, Douglas was the victim of Billy Hicks' 1,000th win.
I was over there that night.
At least officially, his 1,000th win. He will tell you there were a few more in there that have not been accounted for. Unceremoniously taken away. But it is what it is. The Tim Glenn era, his 4th season, led the Cards to the 11th region title back in 2020. A surprise run. They have had not a characteristic record this season of 9-17. They've struggled with back-to-back games, as evidenced by a loss at Western Hills on Wednesday night. This is their 3rd and 4th nights.
I think they just fell into scheduling there.
Yeah, that was not a good matchup at a good time.
Western Hills is a load on a good night, on a fresh leg night.
Douglas wins the toss, and Simpson will bring across the timeline, guarded by Daquise Brown. We are underway.
Scott County in their straight man. Let's see if they got good help defense there in the lane. Everybody off the ball has got a foot in the lane.
Simpson drive, Euro step, couldn't lay it in. Tip back attempt and coming in from the back, and it'll be called for a.
And you did say that right. Now over the back, as everybody likes hollering, it's
over the top of the other man. Yes. You're fine, as Malachi every time for great crossing. Ball into Mosby, Middleton. They will reset it. Scott County tends to like to take its time here early in the game against Douglas. Look for that good shot. We hope they can stay disciplined throughout the night, as that is certainly a key.
Yes, no question. I hope right here they can be patient on offense, which they're doing now, but you still have to cut and screen. You got to cut and screen.
Minimize turnovers.
Yes.
Runouts are going to be not your friend tonight against Douglas. As we saw the first time they played, it was one after another after another. Cut by Mosby, but it gets blocked and rebounded. And back the other way, the Broncos.
And Nick should not have that block, Cal. He needs to stop and go straight up and use his body on that.
Tylon Webb got the block and the recovery.
Very nice block.
And a steal by Daquise Brown, all alone to the rim. And it's an early 2-0 lead for the Cards as Queese.
I think if Daquise controls the quarterback there, which is Kai Simpson, he's an incredible point guard. You know, we could stay in this ball game.
Queese is a guy that can match up with his quickness and his savvy and his toughness, as Mosby right now guarding Simpson in the corner. We'll kick it to Logan Busen, the 5th starter for this Douglas Bronco team. Shoveling it inside to Simpson, got blocked by Moody, and it will stay with the Broncos.
You know what, Scott County's playing good, just good help side defense right now, Cal. And what it's doing, they're sloughing in the lane, and Douglas is really having a problem getting to the bucket.
Kick from Simpson to Busen. He lost the handle, but recovered by the Broncos, but now stripped away by Micah Glenn. Shuffles it over to J.Z. Middleton. 2-0 early. Scott County on top and with the ball. Mosby up top finds Glenn over on the old Billy Hicks Classic / Toyota Classic decal. Now Glenn with a deep three. In and out, rebounded by the Broncos. And
they got to get back in transition.
Douglas on the run, bounce pass to Simpson cutting to the rim for an easy 2 to tie it up.
And Cal, we're going to be in trouble if we take a jump shot from the top of the key and then give a layup off that rebound. You can't do it. Somebody has to, when Michael shoots, the offside guard has got to rotate back deep.
Mosby now kicks to Glenn. Glenn with a drive, pretty much uncontested, but coming in at the last second for the block. And Douglas will do that to you. Long arms and quick feet.
If Michael doesn't hang right there, he's got a layup.
Kick out for what would have been a 3, but Boone couldn't handle it. Now Mosby has time to catch up with him and defend. Busen on the drive, the floater, no good. Ball tipped to Glenn.
Go, now transition, there you go.
Out to Middleton. Middleton on the run. Dishes it too hard to Brown. Turnover for the Cards.
Cal, that's got to be just a little quick snap pass that Jay-Z he got down too low to make that pass anyway. He needs to just make that a quick snap pass and hit Q on the way to the bucket there to lay it in.
Or take it to the rim, get fouled.
Yeah, absolutely. Something positive when you have 3-on-1 has to come out of that sequence right there.
Couple of missed opportunities early for the Cards. It's tied 2-2 with 4:37 to play in a offensively challenged first quarter so far. Both teams defending well. There's a little finger roll off the drive from Melo Boone to put the Broncos on top for the first time.
And they go full court man-to-man, almost like a 2-2-1, what I call the Lexington press.
Everybody
they all
seems to do it.
Yep.
Imitation, the sincerest form of flattery.
Absolutely.
Brown patiently finds Middleton.
Yep, cut and move.
Middleton dishes to a cutting Moody, missed the layup. Mosby's there for a strong second chance. He'll draw the foul and go to the line at the 4:01 mark.
Cal, they cannot make themselves, Moody and Micah Glenn, they cannot make themselves smaller when they go up. What I mean, Micah had a layup there earlier, and he goes up and hangs in the air and brings the ball down instead of going up aggressively, and it's called going up through their chin, and I say it all the time. You either have to get a layup or you have to draw a foul. Same thing with Moody. He catches it and kind of double pumps.
Mosby makes the free throw. He was 10 for 10 inside the arc in that 27-point game against Henry Clay the other night. Also, as we said, hit a couple of key free throws down the stretch.
And slapped himself 5 when Michael Glenn wasn't paying attention.
Left him hanging. Mosby makes both to tie it at 4:01 to play first quarter. Hughley, we mentioned him. He checks into the game early tonight as well. Got the start on Tuesday. Right now, he'll pick up Kai Simpson. That football mentality, step back three for Simpson, and he got it to roll in. Just he kind of lost Hughley there with just a little stutter step.
And that's what you do not need to do, Cal. You do not need to belly up Simpson. You make him shoot over top. He wants to get those shoulders ahead of you.
Brown picked up his dribble, finds Middleton for a potential tying three that's short. A rebound comes down to Busen. Hughley got a hand in there, and it will be off of Scott County. There's going to be a discussion about it anyway.
Yep. Well, Busen was chasing it. Just play Simpson honestly. That's what I would make him shoot over top.
There's another three that's off the back rim, but Simpson crashed the boards, couldn't handle it, goes to Scott County at the 3:14 mark.
Well, they have to do something about that as well. I mean, Simpson and Chenault were there for the rebound, and they fought each other where it went off their leg.
Again, and we've seen this a lot lately. This is a team pretty well Scott County matches up with size-wise.
Yes.
But in terms of leaping ability and hustle and quickness, maybe not so much. So it's got to be rebounding by committee. And Scott County has got to be crashing both ends.
Well, I was watching right there on Douglas shoots the ball. Simpson dove to the bucket. He blocked his man out, and luckily it went off of his leg.
Middleton kicks it to Brown. Brown spins to the foul line inside the paint.
A great move.
Tough shot by Daquise Brown in traffic.
Boy, he's a quick starter. I think he really is. He's done the last 3 or 4 games we've had. He's had great first quarters.
Had a double-digit game the other night at Western Hills in the loss. 83-68 was the final on that one. There is a short jumper that again rolls in, so the rim has been kind early. This time it's Tylon Webb, 9'6" Broncos. Long pass to Glenn. Had to alter his shot, but it went to Moody on the rebound, and Eli puts it up and in.
Micah does not need to alter. I wish I could go down there and tap him on the shoulder and say, young man, go up and shoot a regular layup. If it gets blocked, if it gets blocked, it gets blocked. He's doing things he cannot do.
Webb lost the handle momentarily. Now kicks it for a three in the corner that rolls out. Middleton, instead of grabbing the ball, tried to tip it, but it does go to Mosby. Now they've got numbers. Moody, the layup that's missed, had a chance to give SC the lead. And once again, Douglas on the run. Simpson with a floater.
Wow.
And what a putback there. My goodness, by Boone.
Yeah, that's almost like an alley-oop.
Just a fluid move as Mosby will try the tying three and knock it home from the top. 11 apiece with 1:40 to play. And a 30-second timeout for Tim Glenn.
Good timeout. Cal, I think if they keep, I know it's easier said than done. If you make Douglas's shots a little bit tougher. They're shooting 6-footers, 7-footers, and then they're around the bucket. Let them guard them, make them settle for bad shots, off-balance shots. That's what you want.
The offenses have warmed up a little bit. Douglas has had the benefit of the rim a couple of times down here at this end. Scott County got a putback from Eli Moody and then a three.
And if you think about it, Cal, they've missed two fast break opportunities that I mean, you cannot leave points on the table against a deadly team like Douglas.
Because you know you're going to give up your share in the same fashion at this end. It's the thing we saw from the Scott County girls the other night. You get to the rim, you got to finish.
There's something different here we haven't seen. Look here. We got a 1-2-2.
We've got all kinds of gadgetry going on.
Almost like it's a 1-2-1. It's a 1-2-1-1.
Douglas handles it with a shovel pass, but a baseline cut. But the layup was too strong, and Brown came down with a rebound. Gets it ahead to Mosby. Mosby stops, kicks it over to Middleton. Middleton resets to Q. Q with the drive, the spin, stop, bounce. Moody gets tied up. They'll call a foul on Douglas there. It's the third on the Broncos.
Yes. Q has to know his personnel over there too, Cal. I preach that all the time about a point guard or any of the guards. You know, is that a good place for Moody to catch the ball outside the baseline? It is not with his back to the basket.
Probably not.
No, it is
OB
not.
under, Middleton to Q. And now Q with it.
See, I think there needs to be a hard ball screen right there.
Quick drive from Brown. Stop, spin, floater. Can't get it to roll in this time. Rebound comes down to Douglas. Same shot that he knocked down before, but just
getting great looks.
He is getting to the rack against a team that their MO is to not let you do that.
Right.
That foul will be on, probably a frustration foul on Brown there, his first. 1:01 to play, tied at 11 here in the opening quarter between Scott County and Douglas. Ty Simpson with the ball, guarded by Brown. You have a 23 on the floor that we do not have on the
There you
roster.
go. There you go. That's great hands right there.
Nice play by Mosby to knock the ball loose and tie it up. Possession arrow will go to the Cardinals.
And Cal, what that was a lot of dribbling on the free throw line of Chenault, trying to bully his way down the lane, and Nick Mosby moved his feet well and used his hands well. As a result, turnover, we get the ball.
Daquise Brown, long pass, telegraphed it, and almost got it stolen away. Knocked out of bounds by Busen. He was aiming for Moody. It will stay with the Cards in front of the Douglas bench. Mosby will inbound from there, 39.4 seconds.
Busen looks like he's played a little defensive back.
He does play defensive back. In fact, you are correct, sir.
Wow, he does.
He's got some hops as well and some anticipation. Bounce pass inside. Brown to Mosby for the finish. Cards lead. Brown with 4 points, and now the assist to Mosby, who has 7. That's 11 out of the 13. And the Broncos look content to take the final shot of the opening period. Simpson will drop it off to Boone. Ball knocked away again. Glenn couldn't get to it before Simpson did. Boone will take a 3 that's rushed off the back rim. Brown rebound. Took the shot maybe a little sooner than he needed to from about 60 feet and left it just a little bit short.
You know what? A couple really good defensive sequences down here, Cal, to end the quarter. I like it.
Superb quarter for the Cards, who lead 13-11. Could have even led by more than that, as you pointed out, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
As they left some points on the table at the rim. But with the slow starts they've had against this Douglas team over the years, especially this year twice now, you can't complain much about that opening period.
I'll venture to say it's probably the first end of quarter that Scott County has actually won this season.
Yeah, there have been first quarters and second quarters have been the issue. They seem to settle in and keep fighting, obviously, as you would expect from Scott County teams. They have not laid down against anybody, but they've gotten behind the 8 ball early, to say the least. 32-27 Cal over Great Crossing in the girls' game at the half. Here we are just starting the second period. Third game of the night, the main event, sees Scott County leading 13-11 over the Douglas Broncos. Busen will inbound it to Simpson, and we are underway.
Scott County back to the helping, sloughing man-to-man, as they should. Keep them out of the paint.
Busen guarded by Harrison Owens, who was checked into the game, had the 8 points against Henry Clay. So this, one of the good side effects of all the injuries and illnesses that Scott County's had is they have had to stretch the roster and get guys some quality time, and now they're ready coming down the stretch here to make an impact. Busen, big step on a drive and an easy layup.
Yep. If Daquis steps over and takes a charge, that's going to happen all day long.
Busen ties it at 13. Brown quickly back to the other end, floats it from the left baseline, can't get it to drop in. Simpson on the run now for the potential go-ahead basket. Drive and kick for 3 from the corner. No good. Rebound comes down to Simpson after a tussle between 2 other guys.
There's a charge.
That should be the offensive foul, as crashing into Harrison Owens is Tylon Webb. And a good play by number 14 Owens, who, again, primarily played JV this year, but has taken advantage of his minutes this week.
And that's exactly how you stay on the floor right there, Cal, by drawing a charge. As I mentioned the time before, Busen is a bull in a china shop.
This is a team in general that is going to give you a lot of chances to do that if you're willing to sacrifice your body.
It's kind of a lost art.
One guy who did that that's not in the lineup tonight, Lamarion McGrath. In fact, that's how he got his first injury of the season, was taking a charge against Douglas in the Billy Hicks Classic. Kind of got a hip pointer that night, and then he's been nursing an ankle malady here for the better part of a month. It's been a big loss for the Cards, as he had his coming out party against Henry Clay the first time around.
Yes, he did. Nice game. It's about Jay-Z time, Cal.
I think it's Jay-Z time.
I'm feeling it.
Micah Glenn with it right now. He'll drop it off to Jay-Z. Jay-Z thought about a 3, but Simpson came in to guard him. Glenn, nice ball fake. He will attempt from inside the arc, in and out. Mosby tried to get a finger on the rebound, but it went to Simpson.
We need to get Micah going. We're tied, and Micah's giving us nothing. That's a good sign.
Owens deflected the ball that time, but Douglas got it back. Simpson directing traffic, guarded by Mosby. 6:15 to play in the half, 13-13. There was another three-point attempt from the corner.
Wow.
Skying for the rebound is Douglas, and the floater is good. Second chance for Boone. The rebound, I don't know if it was not Chenault, but again, they've got a couple of numbers on their roster that do not match up. They were trying for an oop there. Instead, Boone got it back and put it in himself, and now he's trying to communicate to his teammate that
we can't let this.
That was his fault.
Can't turn it over on one end and give up a layup on the other.
Boone with 2 quick buckets to make it a 4-point lead, or deficit for the Cards. You got to stay patient on offense. This second quarter has often been where it gets away from SC this year.
The screen for Nick here. Nick, just keep moving. Just keep moving.
Mosby drive.
Good.
Can't get it to go, but he'll draw the contact. Looked like Busen stepped in front of him. If so, that's the 5th foul on Douglas.
Make a couple free ones here.
Mosby's good from the line. He's hit 2 already tonight. He'll try to cut the deficit in half here. Makes the first. Hughley and Moody checking back in. Mosby will have another. 17-14, 5:20 to play. In the second quarter, Scott County, not a must-win tonight, but one that would benefit them greatly. They could put it away and find a way to upset these Douglas Broncos. Mosby is 4 for 4 from the stripe, 17-15. Right now, Scott County is kind of controlling the tempo as Douglas walking it up.
Yeah, they do. See, Douglas will stand there and they'll do everything they can just to get in the paint.
Step back 3 from Boone is long, but another offensive rebound. Shovel from Busen, and an and one opportunity for Chenault with his first 2 points of the game. Glenn will get called for the foul, and Chenault will have a chance to give Douglas its largest lead of the night at 5. Rolls it in, 20-15. 5 minutes to play in the half. This is where Scott County cannot let Douglas get away.
Good. Now you got to swing it one more time, Mike. You can't dribble right back to where the pass came
Hughley got
from.
caught with it. Couldn't get rid of it to Middleton. Now an oop attempt. And the only choice that Scott County had was the hard foul. Boone tried to float it up there.
Yeah, they're gonna throw it up there as much as they can. When you got guys that get above the rim like Douglas does, they're gonna fly.
Micah Glenn sent Avion Chenault flying into the cheerleaders. Chenault will have to earn it the hard way from the line. Clock stops at 4:48. Chenault makes the first. 21-15. Douglas's biggest lead of the night is half a dozen. They have won 16 in a row. If you're just joining us,
On a little 8-2 run here.
it was 13-13.
Yep. 9-2.
It was actually 13-11 at the end of the quarter. So now we have an 11-2 run. Yep. Chenault with 5 points this quarter. Queese, nice cut, back cut by Eli Moody, and a nice job by Dave Queese to find him. Moody has 4 points and an important basket there for the Cardinals, who cut it back to 5. Baseline drive, kick for 3, short, rebound again, Simpson. Can't get that one to fall. Mosby contested the shot and got the rebound. Cards on the run. Brown pushes the tempo.
Nick's long arms did that.
Good defensive stop there for the Cards, who have a chance to cut it to 3 or maybe 2 midway through this second quarter. Middleton bouncer into Mosby. Mosby got it blocked by Busen. It will stay with the Cards at 4:01.
I'm totally good with that. Nick went straight up. The worst that can happen is a block shot.
Inbound from Middleton to Mosby. He'll step it back into the corner, try to force the pass into Moody. Recovery by Brown. Brown tries to drive past his man, now spins, finds Moody. They got to be careful for the 3-second violation. Hughley shuffles it to Mosby for a reset. Mosby thought about a 3, finds Moody in the corner instead. Now back to Middleton. JZ kind of pushed off with his forearm and will get called for the foul.
Yeah, that was a whole bad sequence right there.
Yeah, that was ugly offense right there.
Nothing in rhythm. When in doubt, back it out and just cut hard and screen hard.
Douglas, 5-point lead and the ball. 3:30 to play, second quarter. You look at the scores of their games. They have not run roughshod over this 42nd district, but they are unbeaten at 5-0. A lot of single-digit wins over the likes of Henry Clay and Sayre and Station and Scott County. Doing what they need to do, though. The bottom line is W after W, and they are in control of this one early, albeit by a slim 5-point margin. The drive and kick again for an in and out and back in 3 to make it an 8-point lead.
He played the whole JV game.
Douglas goes deep.
Yes, they do.
Mosby almost lost it. Middleton into Moody, kicks it back to Brown. Brown floater from the baseline, another wild one that's no good. Stolen by Brown. Queese back to the rim. Altered his shot, got his own rebound, blocked, stays with Scott County. That last 3 was by Christopher Wright. And you're right, he is deep down on the list for Douglas as far as scorers on the season. Had to wait until he got to that end before I could see his number. Inbound from Brown to Mosby for the short jumper that he rolls in. Nick has 11 of the 19.
There's an out of bounds under that just tricked them. That drives a coach crazy when you don't find the ball and the team scores a layup underneath the bucket.
Darion Talbert in the game as well. So Douglas has used about a dozen players already. Busen with the wild layup attempt. Second, third, fourth opportunity before finally Quade Miles gets the rebound and almost threw it away. He was trying to find Brown, but it was off of a Douglas defender with 2:08 to go in the half. It's SC's ball, down 25-19.
Scott County's not doing if you notice, they're all pushed underneath the basket, Cal. They're not turning and finding somebody and putting a body on them.
Tim Glenn trying to keep pace with the substitutions. He has a 5 of Brown, Glenn, Owens, Mosby, and Miles on the floor right now. We've seen a lot of Hughley. We've seen plenty of Owens to this point. Brown kick to Miles, thought about the three, now gets it to Glenn. Harrison Owens with it, going top to top right now with Mosby. Glenn in the corner. Long possession for the Cardinals. Mosby drops it off to Glenn, little give and go. Now a kick out to Mosby. Brown up top.
Ballard passing up some shots.
Everybody's touched it, but it has been more than a 40-second possession now for Scott County. They are down 6. They would love to get it to the locker room, and there's a throwaway.
Yep, there's the panic pass right there that I was waiting on.
Passed up a lot of good shots and ended up turning it over. Was getting ready to say he'd love to be within 4, 5, 6 going into the half. There's a block by Mosby and a rebound by Miles. Here come the Cards. 3-on-3. Douglas will catch up with you in a hurry, though. Glenn drops it off the Miles. Short jumper, no.
Just
rebound, Douglas.
Bad spacing on a fast break.
Simpson with it. Dribbles between his legs, guarded by Glenn. 50 seconds to play. Bumps into Glenn. Now kicks for an open three that's way off. Brown had the rebound. It slipped off of his fingers. Douglas will keep it under the basket.
As long as we got Chenault shooting threes, we're in good shape.
Willing to concede that one.
Yes.
Chenault has 5 inside, mostly 3 from the line and 1 layup. Boone leads the Broncos with 8. Simpson has 5. That surprise 3 from Wright has the lead at 6 right now. Kick out for a 3 from Boone that's no good. Back rim, rebounded Mosby. So SC could take the final shot of the half. 30 seconds. Middleton across the bird logo just in time. Now to Brown. Cards content.
Something positive here, Cal. Something positive here. There's some at least free throws out of it.
Queese, step back. He will dribble it out. 10 seconds.
Yeah, he's got no idea how much time's on the
Get
clock.
a shot, please. 5 seconds. Q on the drive. Floater, short. Gets his own rebound. Second chance, fade away. No. Horn sounds. They could have gotten something better than that, I think.
Always.
Cards held to 6 points in that quarter. 14 for the Broncos. And they will go to the locker room, will the Douglas Broncos, with a 25-19 lead. Somebody from Douglas's bench jarring over at Scott County. I don't know what for. There was a lot of talking in the 2 sub-varsity games, I'll tell you that.
Yes.
I wasn't even here. I was getting texts at home. Boy, these guys like to talk. Like, well, when you've won 16 in a row at the varsity level, you probably have earned the right.
Yep. And you come in here with a little little state football championship, because there's where all the talking.
Yes.
Well,
there's nothing.
No, we used to talk, but
I was going to say now it's no longer going to be an issue, as they will live in different worlds. Will the Cardinals and Broncos? Talking about this basketball series turning around the last 2 or 3 years. Football has done the same thing. I saw their signing day had a double-digit number of kids. A lot of them were at the, it wasn't a ton of D1 guys that signed at least yesterday, as it was a lot of Mid-South. But we mentioned Webb signing with Army, and certainly a talented team that won the 5A state title finally this year. We've got some halftime shoot-around competition going, as Bill Holland with the mic on the court with the kids. I don't know if we'll have any halftime stats other than scoring. Cards, as we told you, were held to 6, 2 field goals in that second quarter. Mosby has 11, Brown 4, Moody 4. It doesn't take long to give you the card scores. They've got 19 for Douglas. Boone with 8, Simpson with 5, Chenault with 5, Wright with 3, Webb with 2, Busen 2, for a total of 25. So this one, Cards certainly still in it. What do they got to do, Derek, to stop the bleeding? Yeah.
Finish, Cal. I mean, we're, as you see right there at the end of the quarter, Daquise Brown gets 2 great looks and just not finishing.
Brown's taking a high volume of shots in this one. It hasn't gotten a ton to go down.
Right. It's not, and it's all about the athleticism of Frederick Douglass. They play above the rim, and we always used to say play above the square up on the backboard. And you think when you have a wide open layup, you're like, uh-oh, it's getting ready to get blocked. So you do something that you're not accustomed to doing, and that's just the intimidation factor there. But they have to finish. It's not like Douglass is an extraordinary defensive team, because they're not.
They do just enough to keep you at arm's length. And it is long arms that you're dealing with on the offensive side of things.
Put Andrew Hickey in down. It looks like he's ready right down here on the.
You know, I would not be surprised if he could handle himself down there.
It.
The quarterback of the Cardinals with 2 more seasons to go, and all that stuff all the lines have been drawn for the new classifications. SC will be in a district with Woodford County, Anderson County, Collins, and one of the Oldhams. I believe it's South Oldham. And then their crossover district is, I'm going to just be honest, one of the weaker ones in Louisville. I believe Atherton and some
Gotcha.
Fairdale. It's not overwhelming. So it is a good situation for the Cardinals going forward here as they look to the next 2, 3, maybe 4 years.
And that's
before the new high school
right?
changes the scope of things a little bit, and probably balances out the numbers, I would think, in the county. Right now, you've got a good 500-600 more students at Crossing than you do at County. Great Crossing will be at Grant County tomorrow. That game will be on NFHS. You'll probably have the ambient sound from up in Dry Ridge. Hopefully they have the scoreboard working so you can follow along. There's a couple of 20-plus win teams there, but fair to say the schedules they have played are not equal. So Great Crossing should be the favorite there. They smoked the record book on Monday night in their last game. Played Frankfort Christian, which God love the Royals for coming and playing straight up for as long as they did. They had a good first quarter, and then at one point in the game, Great Crossing went on like a 28-0 run. I think that was after the running clock kicked in, actually, which is kind of scary.
Jeez, Pete.
Their second 5 were doing just as well as the first 5.
Yes.
Ryan Payne played like 10 minutes and almost had a double-double, ended up with the Hard Hat Award. So they've had a few days to contemplate life. They needed some time off as they've had a lot of games in the month of January and had that battle with Lexington Catholic that went to the Knights. But I think Coach Steve Page and the team pretty happy with getting a chance to kind of set the barometer a little bit, see what the Knights were all about, and kind of watch the film and learn from it. If they see each other again, it'll be an interesting round too.
Yeah, it will be, and I think Great Crossing is, they're primed and ready to go for the postseason. I mean, I think they've been postseason ready for a long time now.
Tomorrow, a couple of games in town for the girls. Both schools will be hosting a varsity contest at 2:30. You can watch on NFHS as Scott County plays host to a district game with Henry Clay, and Great Crossing will welcome East Jessamine. Our next broadcast will be Tuesday night here as Bryan Station comes to town for what will be a pivotal game. If Scott County does lose tonight, depending on what Bryan Station has done this week, that could be for third place or at least a tie for third place in the district. Scott County, the best they could do is 3-5. Then you could hope for Bryan Station to go 3-5 or worse.
Yeah, and hope
and maybe win a coin flip.
Win a coin toss, that's right.
They've had to play Henry Clay the last 2 years of the Cards and come up empty. Of course, they swept that series for the first time since 2019 this year. I don't think you really want to play a team like that 3 times. So all things being equal, I'd like to get that 3 seed.
Yeah, it's almost like Scott County's thinking, we kind of don't want to play Henry Clay for a third time. And then Sarah's thinking, we don't want to play Scott County for a third time.
It's, you're going to have to play whoever they put in front of you.
Sure.
That's the bottom line at this time of year that's coming up. And everybody starts, all the cliches you want to dig out, but everybody starts 0-0 around February the 20th.
That's right.
And, it's basically an open tournament here in Kentucky. You can play your way in no matter how you do during the regular season. And that's why records don't always match up. Teams will play the schedule that they think will benefit them the most, and then over the long term. And after you get through 30 games,
Well, we all
see
know,
who's got the best.
and we all know a team like Bryan Station, they absolutely could come out and beat Douglas any night.
They are athletic as all get out,
Yes.
and they're young. They have perhaps the best freshman in Lexington, one of the top freshmen in the state. It's a player to watch, and they've got a 6'5" sophomore that gave SC fits when they went over there a couple of Friday nights ago.
Chisel, he's a big.
Yes, he is. So they are certainly a team to watch. Owens is the freshman's name. Gonzalez. Actually, the sophomore goes by a couple of names. The name on his jersey didn't match the name on the KHSAA roster, but by any name, he was a problem for the Cardinals, and they will come in here Tuesday night looking to sew up, at the very least, that third seed and try to keep Scott County down in that fourth spot.
Right.
It's a must-win for the Cards.
Which I would very much prefer not to be in the 4 or 5, but again, as you said, 0-0, you got to beat the team they put out in front of you.
Cal up 41-33 on Great Crossing with 2:47 to play in the third quarter of the girls' game across town. We are just about set for the second half of this boys contest. Key one in the 42nd district.
Yeah, controlling the backboards, mainly on our defensive end, Cal is going to be huge. That's where they're getting a lot of, whether they're putting the ball back in the bucket or not, Douglas is getting a lot of easy looks. We got to limit the lane touches, and that's anything from a rebound to driving straight line drive to the bucket. And I think we can, definitely stay in the ball game and have a great chance to win if we control our defensive backboard.
He is Derek Varney. I'm Cal Oaks. We're happy to be bringing you this one in the 42nd district. We'll be back with you here Tuesday night, as we mentioned. And I'll be with Keith Greiser over at Great Crossing on Thursday for a big one in 41st District Girls, as Franklin County, which has not lost a district game in almost 10 calendar years. That's about 72, 73 in a row.
It's not bad.
Will come to town, and Great Crossing will try to be the one. And the way they've been playing, I wouldn't discount it. The past couple of times they've played Franklin County, they've been within 7, 8, 9 in that early fourth quarter. And just Franklin County wears you down. They're so big, so strong. They're a lot like the Great Crossing boys. They'll just wear you down in terms of their size. If you project their size as a girls team to what it would be on a boys team, it's very similar, as they go 6'4", 6'3", 6'2", up front at any given time. But Matt Walls has his team playing some terrific defense this year.
They get after you.
They've held 6 teams to 30 or fewer, just set the program record last Friday night, held Frankfort to 14 points. Frankfort didn't score a field goal in that game, Derek, until the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter.
Oh, my goodness.
Just unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
So, I do feel sorry for teams that happens to. My goodness.
Yeah, and at some point you just kind of say, hey, it's not your night. They came out from halftime and everybody just sat on the bench. Kids weren't shooting around or anything. It's almost like the coach said, hey, you know what? Sometimes it's just not your night. Maybe it's the best thing to just sit here and visualize the ball going through the hoop.
Right.
It didn't happen, though, as Great Crossing won that one. They're in a tough one against the top 25 caliber opponent tonight, though.
2-2-1 half court.
Always interesting to see the chess match between these two teams. Nice drive and drop off from Glenn to Moody, who gets fouled and will go to the line.
That is a great way to start right there. Micah did what he took what the defense gave him, drove baseline, and always have to expect the man, and the man in the middle has to expect the ball, and he had a nice little drop off to Moody.
Eli Moody had 4 first-half points. Only 3 cards scored. It was Mosby, Brown, and Moody. He misses the first free throw. Can't leave opportunities and points on the board against this Bronco team, and the Cards have done it a few times tonight. Moody has missed both free throws.
That possession was all for naught right there.
fruitless possession, and now Simpson step back three, lost Brown, but left it short. Busen rebound, and he will draw the foul and go to the line, and Moody, frustrated, will be the one to reach in and do it. Although it was a good foul because they were going up for an easy layup there.
He just absolutely outworked everybody underneath the bucket right there, Cal.
Too many offensive boards tonight so far.
That's exactly what I talked about. And if this is going to happen, it's going to be a long game for Scott County.
Busen throws up a brick for the first free throw. He'll have another. It's a two-possession game with 7:32 remaining third quarter. Cards are in it, but they've got to find some offense. Busen knocks the second one down nicely. 26-19. 7.5 minutes to play, third period. Q Brown with it.
He needs to keep this thing hot, not dribble.
Jay-Z across the line.
There you go.
Finds Glenn. Back to Middleton.
They need to work and get it. Nick Mosby at the foul line it's perfect right there. Now they've dropped back into a man-to-man.
Jay-Z Middleton. Guarded by Mello Boone. Long arm to Mello Boone. Lanky. Mosby thought about a three, tried to shuffle it into Moody and got it stolen away. Here comes Kai Simpson. Behind, kind of crossed his body, bounce pass for an and one opportunity. Just a brilliant play there.
Yep. Again, what is Eli Moody going to do with the ball, Cal, if he caught it in that position anyway, moving away from the bucket? It's something he can't do. Nick Mosby, being the senior that he is, you have to recognize that and not throw that pass.
Simpson with the dime to Busen, who will try to complete the three-point play and make it a double-digit lead, and he does. Logan Busen with 4 this half, 6 in all, and it's 29-19 in favor of the Broncos.
Keep coming to the sideline. Keep towing the sideline. Then the middle's right there open.
Mosby got it back to Brown. Brown tries to take it to the hoop, gets it stripped. It will stay with SC.
I think we got a gift there. I think Hugh just
I think he lost it as he did a couple of times in the first half. As you get all kinds of thoughts running through your head when you drive to the basket against this Frederick Douglass Broncos team. And there is another turnover. Mosby has had a couple of no-look passes in a row here that have not reached their target. And Douglass will draw the foul at the other end. Scott County doesn't really have much choice. Just get back. And don't let them get the freebie.
No, you don't want this one to get out of hand. It might be, if they score here, a good idea for Coach Glenn to get a little timeout and calm them down.
Boone to Simpson. Simpson almost lost the handle. Brown on him. Simpson lobbing it to no one in particular. And there's a gift.
Yes. Thank you, Kai.
He doesn't make many of those.
Uh-uh.
And he knows it this time.
Got to come up the sideline.
Trying to oop it to someone who wasn't in the alley. Reaching in from behind is Boone. Brown has to get rid of it. Glenn gets spun around by Simpson. They're going to call it a tie-up. Kai wanted to travel, but he'll get the ball anyway as the arrow will point. It's essentially a turnover.
Micah can catch and shoot that, Cal. I just don't understand that. Catch it, be ready to shoot it.
His confidence and willingness to do that seems to come and go.
It does. It really does.
It has waned in a couple of games this week, and tonight he has not scored and has not shot much, honestly. Nope. Simpson with the drive and the scoop. 7 points for Kai Simpson. The lead's a dozen all of a sudden. Q gets it deflected. Mosby recovers, lost it. That's another turnover potentially, although it'll get tied up on the floor. Fortunately for SC, second tie up in about 30 seconds, so they'll get the possession arrow. This one slowly slipping away, sliding away.
Do we need to go music on that one?
Yeah, we can go early 70s on that one. The nearer your destination to the 42nd district,
the more you're
third seed.
Away. That's right.
We asked and you shall receive, but yes. Micah just a little too strong on that three.
And I'm okay with it. When his feet set and his shoulders are squared, I'm good.
Simpson, blanketed by Brown, has to get rid of it. And Boone spins into the lane and gets fouled. Fouls are 4-1 early, and Scott County has committed all of them for sure, as they've gotten their money's worth to try to keep Douglas from scoring the easy way.
Yeah.
It's about the only way to stay in this game right now.
Absolutely.
5:11 to play, third quarter.
And you really have to do that.
Boone almost uncontested until the very last second, and Mosby will give him a push, and he will have a chance for another three-point play.
Look at Chenault.
Is it? Yep, you're right. You're right. That is Avion Chenault
with the
number 2.
With the bunnies is what they call it, the hops. Very athletic.
Quick first step and an even quicker second step, and he completes the three-point play. He has 8, and we will get that timeout. A long run for the Broncos. I believe it's 10-0. And they are sneaking away, 34-19 with 5:06 to play, third quarter. Whether you call them giveaways or takeaways, the turnovers since intermission have been a problem for Scott County.
As we discussed, rebounds, turnovers. We have 0 for 2 in both those categories right now this half. And this one's steadily getting out of hand.
Hung with them for all of the first half, really, only trailed. But the problem is the offense has gone completely stagnant. At a 13-point first quarter, led by 2, they've had 6 points in the last 11 minutes of basketball. And another turnover. They're not unforced. Some of them have been unforced at this end. That one was created by Douglas's just swarming
and that's right out
full
of
court.
And it's right out of a timeout, Cal, which is just inexcusable. You can't. You know what they're going to do when you inbounds the ball, and you have to have something, which I know Coach Glenn did, but something that's going to give you success towards the bucket.
Busen,
going to lay up.
Too easy. He has 6 this quarter, and his team, they've almost doubled up Scott County now, 36-19. Glenn loses the handles. Simpson comes away with it. Chenault got a hand in it from the backside to cause it. And another foul. 6th of the half, and we're only 3 minutes and 37 seconds into that half. Douglas going to be shooting a lot of free throws down the stretch.
Yeah, this one's going to take a while.
At this rate, they might get 35. Then it won't. 3-pointer for Boone is good. 20-point lead. Douglas about to win its 4th straight over Scott County and 9th in its last 11 tries. Glenn going to try to put a stop to it. Can't with the 3. Mosby reaching for it. He'll get fouled on the way back up.
Mixed battling. I like that.
Tylon Webb reaching in there. Gets called for the foul. His 3rd of the night, 2nd of the half on the Broncos, right at the 4-minute mark of the third quarter. Mosby going to the line. His team down all of a sudden by 20 as 14 unanswered points from the Broncos to start this half. And a missed free throw is not going to help matters. Mosby stops the bleeding, 39-20. He has 12 of the 20.
Now, Scott County has to make turnovers happen here.
Micah Glenn deflected that pass by Busen out of bounds. Will stay with the Broncos.
You like being able to jump into your press, obviously, after a make. There's been no makes on this end besides Mosby's free throw.
No, 2 field goals since the first quarter when they had 5. Blocked by Mosby. Recovered by Mosby. Baseball pass to Miles. Miles went up and got it. Gets blocked by Simpson. Nothing going right for the Cardinals. Simpson long bounce pass to Busen. No. Mosby was there to contest, but the second opportunity for Boone is good. Mello has 13. 21-point Scott County deficit.
Just the whole rebounding thing, it just baffles me.
Quade Miles for 3. In and out. Again, it's a want-to thing.
It is.
Size-wise, they're not towered over by this Broncos team. They do have hops, as we've mentioned, but still no excuse. Webb loses it. Good defense by Owens. Miles came away with the steal. Owens got it knocked out of his hand on the offensive end, and Glenn threw it away. 3-on-2. Webb for the finish. 43-20, and another
call a timeout, Coach.
Scott County turnover. And Tim Glenn heard you. 18-1 since the half, 43-20 overall. 2:54 to play, third quarter.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd love to elaborate on this, but it's been an implosion. And I just don't understand it because it wasn't like things had been going that badly. But the Broncos made some adjustments and have come out and ripped it wide open. Looking for their third win of the season over these Cardinals.
Yeah, it's going in that direction. Just everything, it seems, is just self-imploding.
Broncos looking to strengthen their position atop the 42nd district. A win here would take them to 6-0. Be their 20th win of the season. Everybody in this region talking about Great Crossing and Lexington Catholic, but here's the Douglas team that's kind of lurking.
I think
kind of muddle up a game and make you win ugly.
Just their pure athleticism.
They're obviously very outsized by both of those teams, as Great Crossing and Lexington Catholic both have a center on the cusp of 7 feet. With Reese Potter and Malachi Marino. Ty Simpson leaves that shot short, rebounded by Mosby. 2.5 minutes play, third quarter. Middleton shuffles it to Miles for another 3.
Good.
He gets in a rhythm from the left corner finally. 43, they're going to say he was on the arc.
Yeah, he was too.
Stepped on the line, 43-22.
And that right there, Cal, you just absolutely, that just got to drive Coach Glenn nuts.
Just right back down the court, up and in. And how many and ones have we had this quarter?
And the thing about it is Miles hits the 3, but the 2 down here basically by himself. Our guys are basically still at midcourt and then get beat back for a layup.
You just got to hustle back and play defense.
That's it.
Regardless of whether your offense is going well or going poorly, get back and play defense.
Sprint back and find somebody. You can't run back like a pack of ducks.
Boone misses the free throw, but guess who gets the rebound? Douglas. No-look pass stolen by Miles. Tried to get a little too cute there. Middleton got it knocked out of his hands. 2:13 to play, third quarter. 45-22. Douglas on top. Scott County led this thing early. 13-11 after one quarter. They were within 6 at the half. They've had one field goal since then. It was by Quade Miles moments ago. Daquise Brown for 3, short. Rebound, Chenault. Avion, open lane for the jam. I mean, I got nothing.
No, he gets the rebound on this end and dunks on the other end.
Just nobody picked him up. It was like the parting of the Red Seas. And there's a steal. They're going to get another dunk, 4-on-2. Nope, reverse layup though. Darion Talbert, football player. I said 35 was within reach. It's up to 27 right now, 49-22. This feels like SC has checked out. Mosby, short turnaround jumper is good. Nick's played hard. He's got 14. Middleton got a deflection, but Douglas got it back. Little fall away shorty is good by Talbert. He scored 2 in a row for the Broncos. Middleton to Owens in the corner. Finds Brown up top for a 3. Queese knocks it down. His first point since the opening period. Cut it to 51-27. Brown has 7.
This one's just, Scott County being a straight man-to-man and just absolutely cannot guard these guys at all.
Houston just lost Owens, spun away from him. He has 8 this quarter, 10 overall. 27-point quarter. They've scored more in this period, has Douglas, than they did in the entire first half. 28-point period, excuse me. It was 25-19 at the half.
Good take by Nick. I like seeing his aggressiveness there.
Nick will sit down. So now you have, no, he'll go inbound. I'm sorry. Now he'll go to the line because it was in the act of shooting. I thought so. I didn't know where he was headed. Nope, they're finally going to put him out of bounds under where he will find Brown. Brown tries to get it back into Glenn in traffic, kicks it to Miles for a short jumper, too strong. Rebound comes down to the Broncos. Jaden Dixon. Little floater off the glass is good.
That's Boone. Wow, he's
Mello has had a big third quarter with 9 of his 17. Three-pointer deep for Glenn, no good. Gets his own rebound, but not enough time to get off the second opportunity. With 8 minutes to play, mercifully in this one, Douglas 55, Scott County 27. 30-point quarter.
Jeez, Pete. And the Cal, was, if I'm not mistaken, there were probably no more than 3 or 4 jump shots taken on the Douglas end.
Yep, it was a party of rim runs.
Yep.
Great Crossing girls winning streak is going to come to an end tonight as they trail Christian Academy of Louisville by 16 in the final minute of regulation. So, tough night on the home front, but 3 of the teams will play tomorrow, all on NFHS. We won't be here with any of the commentary, but to watch the Scott County girls play at home, the Great Crossing girls play at home, or the Great Crossing boys on the road up at Grant County.
Head up to the Ridge.
Scott County has got to regroup, reload, and get ready for a key game against Bryan Station here Tuesday night. We'll be on the network at 7:30 or thereabouts. Broncos will inbound to start the fourth quarter. They lead by 28. 66-52 is the final over at Crossing. Euro step, layup short, rebound, Harrison Owens.
As he gets another layup, though. He missed it, but he got a layup.
And another throwaway for the Cards.
Yeah, this is turned ugly quick.
Yogi Berra said it got late early around here tonight. Shuffling it inside, ball on the floor. Douglas recovers because that's what they've done all night. And a spin and dropping it in is Talbert. Well, that's not what Bill Holland announced, but that's what's on my roster for number 12. This is a team whose numbers seem to change from time to time. It's a 30-point lead anyhow.
Owens took it to the hole. Awful aggressive right there, which is great to see. He caught it on the wing and went straight to the bucket, as Douglas has been doing to us all evening.
Harrison Owens with his first point of the night.
Yeah, somebody's got to come out of the game.
Can't have 6 out there.
Well, they may let us.
Yeah, at this point.
Right.
At this point, I think Douglas still might have the advantage. Sorry to say. Owens 1 of 2, 29-point gap. Grand Canyon right now. As the second half has been all Freddie. Turnaround, no good by Webb. Another offensive rebound for the Broncos. .6:45 to play, 57-28. Deflection by Owens. Broncos recover, bounce pass by Webb. Hughley diving hard on the floor. They're going to say it was off the Broncos. So Ellis with a nice hustle play there.
Ellis, always a hustle play. Mr. Hughley. As Douglas drops back into a 1-2-2. They do a good job of switching up defenses. They really do. Jay-Z time.
Deep. No good. Yes. It bounced in, but they're going to say it went off the top, off the cord. Under 6 minutes, 3 from Douglas, in and out. Another offensive rebound for the Ponies. Eric Triplett adds to the scoring parade. Owens with a 3.
Owens is a nice little shooter.
He's done it at the JV level.
Is he a sophomore?
Believe so. I think he had like a 25-point game earlier this season. So it's not a completely foreign concept to see him unleashing a 3.
Right.
Preston Luckett in the game for the first time tonight. First time in a while for the Cards in a varsity contest.
He's a big boy.
He's a guy that they could use in a game like against a Western Hills type opponent that they played the other night.
Yeah, you can tell he's still growing very much so.
Douglas missed a free throw finally. Ellis Hughley in traffic draws the foul. The shot doesn't go down, but he will go to the line with 5:17 remaining. I think we're going to hold on to the News Graphic Player of the Game plaque. Keep it till Tuesday night.
Yes, exactly.
Hopefully give it away under better circumstances as the Cards.
I guess you go Nick Mosby on, right?
If we were to give one, it would be Mosby tonight just on sheer scoring, but it's hard to give one when you lose by
it is
25 plus the direction it's headed right now. So we'll hang on to that one. Hughley makes both free throws. I think they didn't put them both on the board.
You get no soup tonight.
Yeah, they did put them both on the board. Okay, 59-33. I've lost track already. Yeah, there will be no
hardware.
There will be no hardware. Deep 3, way short.
Guess he's on rebound.
Got some new bodies in there for the Broncos, but they're doing the same things the old bodies did, which is crashing the boards.
Just keep bringing more.
Long pass for Mosby. Brown kicks it to Owens for another 3. Harrison has hit 2 in a row. He's got 7 this quarter. Assist from Brown, but just as quickly to the other end. Broncos doing what they do. Dixon to the line. Clock stops at 4:40.
Speaking of athlete, Timmy Amongo's getting ready to check in. He looks the part.
Yeah, he will.
Wow.
He will get his money's worth in the final 4:40. Multi-sport athlete, 8th grader. Second free throw is good. They've hit 60, have the Broncos. They're up 24. Harrison Owens. They put someone on him finally. Timmy Amongo finds Mosby for 3. No good. Hughley hustling for the rebound, but it comes down to the Broncos.
Hughley's just a little vertically challenged there, but he's always around the ball.
He's built. He's just not
Yes, he
tall. Miss and a rebound for Luckett. Gets it knocked out of his hands, though. Just a hustle play there for the Broncos to draw the foul, get off a shot, and go to the line at the 3:59 mark. Douglas will be 20-2 at the end of this one, 6-0 in the 42nd district. Cards will drop to 9-18 overall, 2-5 in the district, with a pivotal game against the Bryan Station Defenders coming up on Tuesday night. You got to find a way to flush this one.
Nick Mosby, very frustrated. Come back for your senior year, and this
all three of these guys,
you,
fifth-year seniors, Mosby, Middleton, and Glenn. It has not been probably what they signed up for. Again, you still got time. The format allows you an opportunity to finish up strong, get to regions. Speaking of finishing up strong, finishing at the rim after some frustration tonight there is Dacrease Brown. He's got 9. Triplet, quick layup at the other end as Glenn couldn't draw the foul.
No, that needs to be challenged.
There's no challenge there.
Down almost 30. You don't need to be.
Stand flat-footed in front of him and hope for the best. Owens corner 3, no good. Rebound, Triplet. Bumped by Amongo, but got it away to Dixon. Dixon throws it away. 63-38, Broncos on top, 3:22 to play. The drive, the dip, the layup.
I like that kid in JV games.
That is Mr. Elzy, Taquan Elzy. I haven't seen him a lot. That might be his first 2 varsity points. We talked about him in pregame off the air. He dunked. We said there's a guy that's got some potential. We don't have a lot of guys who dunk on this varsity team. Broncos, another offensive rebound. And another uncontested layup.
Just about the smallest man on the floor.
Oh, yeah. A wild, I guess it was a shot by Glenn. Owens gets the second opportunity, knocks it down. Harrison's got a career-high 9 coming off his 8 against Henry Clay the other night. So a productive week for young Mr. Owens, who's earning more and more playing time. Blocked Glenn, couldn't save it though. And another and one opportunity for Frederick Douglass. This Eric Triplet, number 13, he's pretty thick too. He's got 7 points in this fourth quarter. He didn't play much before that, but just getting boards and laying it up and in, drawing contact. How many guys does Douglas dress? Like 18?
I counted 16, and when they were.
I didn't know you were allowed.
I didn't either. I said they're going to have
15's the max.
Right. Well, they'll have to limit coming district time and so forth.
Good.
Because I was counting them during the national anthem, and I'm like, wow.
Eric Triplet with 8 points in the fourth quarter will take a seat after his 3-point play, 68-42.
Triplet said, "Coach, you see that? You see that quarter? And the quarter's not even over yet.
You got to play me. Play me like a guitar." Timmy Amongo, Royal Springs student, turns it over there. Hughley and Amongo hustling, but to no avail as Douglas will get it back. Bounce pass inside, and a contested layup as Luckett.
Nice block, yeah.
Luckett and Hughley go up after it. One of them is going to get whistled with 1:50 to play. Double bonus situation. We've been in it for a while already, I think.
Imagine if every kid played like Ellis Hughley plays.
Football, basketball, you name it, he does it. And he plays hard every moment he's out there. Can't wait for that football team next year as the entire offense, at least skill position-wise, be back. They're going to need to find some linemen, but a lot of talent back for the Cards in 5A and won't have to deal with Douglas anymore. Hallelujah. Amongo, after the missed free throw, has it. Playing pass with Luckett and Miles and Elsie and Hughley.
These young kids have to know that you're not just trading places here in this offense. You're looking to cut as hard as you can, and you're looking for the ball as you're cutting. You're not just going to trade places with someone.
Bounce pass inside of Mongo to Luckett. Yes. So Elsie's on the board, Luckett's on the board, Hughley got on the board, and Owens has 9. So it's all the young guys, the less experienced varsity guys in this fourth quarter, putting up a fight. That's more than I can say for the third quarter tonight.
Yes.
There's a drive and a miss and a second opportunity, no good. How about a third? No. Rebound Luckett, 45 seconds to play. There's a foul as Miles got hacked by.
If that tells you anything, that we're still not in the bonus.
6 to 10 plus is the foul count. Luckett with a jumper that rolls in.
Soft touch for the big man. Like seeing that. I think that kid's got a lot of upside. You can tell he's still growing and still in the in-between stage there, but he's got good footwork and good hands.
Final seconds of this one run down. Douglas going to take the three that etiquette dictates you don't take, but he missed it, and that's it. 68-46, your final score. Douglas completes the season sweep. Both district games plus a Billy Hicks Classic game to go to 20-2 on the season. Bill Holland will play Don't Stop Believin', and I'm going to try to pay attention to that.
Me too.
Hopefully come back on Tuesday night, turn things around against Bryan Station will be the goal.
We've used that word quite a bit, that turnaround word.
The time is now, and with 2 weeks remaining in the regular season, time's a wasted. Leading scorer tonight, 14 for Nick Mosby. Harrison Owens had 9. Daquise Brown had 9. Armello Boone had 17 for the Broncos. Logan Busen with 10. Kai Simpson only had 7. Avion Chenault also with 10. And Eric Triplett 8 off the bench.
As Ty Simpson was a great distributor.
Yes.
And he's just got so much good talent around him. And
Wayne Douglas, just an endless parade of layups, offensive rebounds, and some turnovers that were forced and some that weren't.
Yep.
Your final score one final time, Frederick Douglass 68, Scott County 46. For Derek Verney, for James Scoggin, Mike Scoggin, DT Wells, I'm Muley Cal Oaks. Good night, God bless. We'll see you Tuesday night as these Scott County Cardinals will host Bryan Station. Good night, everybody.